So tell me about what you had for breakfast.
I had some eggs. De café.
Deux cafés.
Yeah.
So now you've had trois cafés.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Which has a word in Swedish, I think. Trefill is when you have your third refill of coffee. So actually I'm only on 2 refill, because you count the first one as being the first, then you would refill and then refill.
Okay.
So they've got a word for the third refill of coffee.
What's the loudest or most excited you might get?
They've got a word for the third.
Hello, future me, future self, us. Hello, future me. So I've been thinking a lot about this time next year and what I would like us to have accomplished and where we'll be and who we are as a person. And I think the things I would like us to accomplish this next year would be, at least on the career side, I want to keep writing songs for other artists. It's so much fun. And I want to launch my brand new artist project, which I hope that you have already launched and you can tell people about, but I can't. So this is a weird place to be. But I think personally, this is kind of weird, but I've been thinking a lot about the nature of reality and being more spiritual in nature and really working on focusing on that. I think that's something I'd like to have achieved by this time next year. I hope you're there, seeing things from a more spiritual perspective. I think it helps you be more compassionate with people, to be able to see them as innately spiritual rather than just, you know, what's on the surface. I think it helps you get past a lot of the superficial stuff. So I hope you've achieved more of that. I don't know if that's me expecting you to have achieved enlightenment, so I'll meet you under the Bodhi tree. I'd like to see myself in a house that is actually owned and not rented. The reality is I'll probably still be on this couch, but I would like to see us in a new place that we actually own, so that'd be very cool. So let's work on making that happen. I'd like to be more forgiving and compassionate to myself. And this is really relating to flexibility. I have a really hard time currently of keeping routine and ritual when all things around me are changing. I have a really hard time maintaining just like a central core idea of what my day looks like. And I know I have things that are really important to me daily. And it's not just superficial stuff, it's stuff that really makes me feel fulfilled, but I currently am really good at letting things slip. So yeah, I'll see you maybe back on this couch. It might be the same couch in a different place. Bing. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this project, because you know I've always loved I've always loved finding any way that I can be a part of your creative life, but I've also just loved following what you do creatively. From me just simply being someone who found you online and fell in love with what you do, to someone who, I would call you one of my friends. So it's been an absolute joy to grow with you and see you develop as a person, and I think this is a great way for us to kind of bond as friends over the seas, even though we never get to see each other. So have fun editing this, and I hope to see you soon.
So I'm going to make 2 stops before I go into the space. One is for plasters, the other is for relatively healthy food. Positive change. Positive change starts today.
In a lot of ways, I feel like the first couple of months in the calendar set the tone for the entire year. And so far, the tone I am setting for myself is one of excess and chaos and exhaustion. After a really strong start, I feel it beginning to take its toll.
The weather's as changeable as me today. Fruit, that'll do it. That'll fix me.
On Saturday, I messed up. I went out drinking. I had a great time, and it is no one's fault but mine. I came home and I continued for whatever reason, and I all but blacked out. I lost control, and it is embarrassing. It fills me with shame. It knocks my confidence, which in turn affects my ability to work, my ability to create and perform confidently.
Maybe I should get a new bike. Maybe that's it.
Oh my goodness, it got sunny. In the name of staying busy, of always moving, of always doing new things, of squeezing every inch out of life, I've actually ended up damaging myself. It's not sustainable. I feel gross. I feel slow, sluggish. There's a conversation I've been having a lot lately, particularly with Daisy, about the nature of substances. And we're talking about legal ones here, not the heroines and cocaines of the world, but the caffeines and the alcohols, even the painkillers, the flu medications. In most of those substances, particularly ones that affect your brain chemistry, there is a transfer of energy occurring that needs to be balanced out. When you drink alcohol to have a fun time, you have to pay it back sometime later. When you drink caffeine to be productive, you're accepting the fact that you're going to be losing productivity later down the line. You're given an advance and you have a debt that must be repaid.
Just wrapped with Elliott, about to shoot with Liam, and then Phil, and then Harvey, and then we're done. Done for the day. Only I'm not done for the day because I have to export lots of music for Daisy so that the guys can rehearse tonight. So I'm gonna spend another couple hours in the YouTube cafe just working on that.
This setup is pretty legit. It's far more legit than PBFB deserves to be. But I'm not complaining. I've had a lot of nights out in the last month. I've had a lot of greasy takeaway food. I've had a lot of coffee. Yes, I lied. And although a lot of the time it feels really good and I feel like I'm getting stuff done, it's a lie. It is an extension. There is a deadline at which it then must be repaid. And ultimately, I don't know if I gain anything because it all balances out. I feel like you're seeing me seesaw between these two past Bings, the excited, the motivated, and then the come down. And I think on a certain level, I do it in the pursuit of creativity, in the pursuit of experiencing interesting stories, but at the cost of my health.
We're wrapped. We are wrapped for today. We're finished with the Rap Boys. This is the rap party. We're gonna play Mario Kart.
I just want it pointed out that beforehand, I was zooming on my face. Beforehand, whilst waiting for the interview, I actually won some more coins from Mario Kart and got a new set of tyres. So,
You hear that, YouTube? You have Harvey to thank for those coins.
So hey, let's do something about it. That's the point of this project, isn't it? To hold a mirror up and look at yourself so that you can take action, so that you can make positive change. So let's make that positive change. Let's get healthy, future Bing. Let's actually stop drinking and actually cut out caffeine and actually get back on the bike, quite literally. I might not be able to lift things with my wrist, but I can do cardio. I have the technology. And even if I can't afford a gym membership, there are things I can do on a floor. There are things I can do with my own body weight that I'm not doing because I'm busy sleeping off a drink or busy pouring myself another coffee. Let's also stop putting off that work that you don't want to do. I have serious responsibilities to oversee the transition for Hit with Wrench, and I haven't found the time. These are all the things that are running through my brain right now, future Bing, and I'm pretty certain no matter where you are or what you're doing, they probably resonate with you. Although you can change drastically over a year, and that's the whole point of this thing, I feel like you're still going to struggle with these issues. So here's some homework for you. Go do something that you've been putting off. Whether it's exercise, whether it's shopping and eating healthy, whether it's your taxes or some piece of admin, some piece of paperwork you don't want to do, go do it. And please, just do me a favor and don't drink like you did on Saturday ever again, because it didn't feel good. This is me telling you after the fact, it was not worth it. The repayment plan is not worth the loan, future Bing. I gotta head out. I'm going to the YouTube space to interview Elliott and Harvey today. Should be a relatively chill shoot, and then I'm gonna work from the cafe, and I'm gonna try and get on top of these things that currently I feel that I am underneath. I hope the Kickstarter is doing really, really well, despite what I just said, I'm still loving PBFB. I don't think PBFB is the issue. We can work, we can set a tone of achievement for this year, but we have to hold ourselves and our bodies and our vices to a higher standard. Otherwise, it collapses. So I'm gonna go get to work, both literally and figuratively. I'll see you tomorrow.